Okay, so like it just align everything perfectly. Similarly, lower lips, upper lips perfectly aligned, and I'll just like quickly start modifying things. Again, step build. You can see this jaw side. This side is quite broader polygon, and near to lips and all this thing is quite narrow. So it should be like if there is a transition in like density, it should be gradual. Okay, then after creating this head part, this face part, we can move to neck. So for neck, usually it bends front and back and side. So it should be continuous round loop. If I want, I can just simply move it just to make it align and look it nice, clean, loose, only half. Rest I can just simply use symmetry and all. So first create the landmark position that loops, then fill in between. Here also I'll create a loop exactly like this so that I can reduce some polygons. There's like too much density for like under chin area. I don't want need those many loops as of now. So till chin end this part and continue all the loops. Then later I can just simply fix it. This will combine. I need to add a couple of loops here. I'll do that. And I just move it slightly so that I have decent spacing between all the polygons. Then later I can relax it. Usually, for this head part, it's not visible. It's under the hair and other stuff. So, like keep poly count really low here. Okay. Create a nice loop like this. Because this area is under this scalp area is under hair. It's not visible, so there's no point having a decent amount, like a good amount of polygons here. You see, like, so the thing is aligning properly. Similarly, for ears, we'll make it like quite nice and clean, but density will be little higher here. Yes. For this, I need a cut here in the center, and for this area, I can just like, connect this with this. So now I need this thickness. Like I just defined the this shape. Then I can just create all this thickness of the ear, which is like very important. This thickness. Sometimes it doesn't work. So change the angle. Okay. Okay. So something happened here. Okay, I can see there's an issue. Wrong. So something like this is happened. So what I can do, I can go to my edge mode and select it and extend it slightly. So it will like work easily and give me better results. See, I check entire mesh, double click, I select the entire edge view. See, everything selected. This section, okay, this section I don't need. Deselect. This section I don't need. This is also not required. Then I'll extrude this section. So I'll get this thickness very easily. So organic is basically a lot of manual work. You can see all the edges here, all the vertices. You can see what is this? Okay, like it is something. Let's say I extruded, na? So it's like straight there. So just fix it. Clean. That white one is basically my low poly, and this section, pull it out slightly down, the build up, This I cannot connect with this because I need a cut here. Go to modeling.
So why we are making this low poly about the object?
Why we are making this low poly? Because
Uh,
this is our final game ready model. Because
okay.
when we create a high poly model, that's only and only for baking purpose for all the detail baking. But
Oh,
low poly, this is going to be our game model, which we're going to rig, scale, texture, everything. So after
oh.
creating a high poly, you have to create a low poly. This is how this entire pipeline works for gaming. You create a high poly, then create a low poly, then UV it, then texture it, and then finally export into an engine or maybe whichever platform you want to export that. So it's character for characters and all, we create really detailed high poly and bake all the information on low poly.
Okay, so for mainly it's for texturing and all.
Mainly
Eh,
for this is for texturing and like to get better result because this model, okay, I'll just show you. If this model, I just isolate this model, you can see it's quite
Mm,
quite low poly, right?
yeah, yeah.
Quite low poly. So if you bake detail normals and all the maps from high poly, the
Mm,
output will be really good and clean. It will give you the exact appearance of high poly. Okay, I'll just show that. Just give me 1 second. I quickly just combine, like
yeah,
fill
yeah,
this
yeah.
area.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, cap it. Just give me a second. I just capped it so that I can just use a cut and connect all these areas. Like I should have avoided that triangle. I got a thickness. Okay, this will fix later. I can feel there's one more cut is required in between. I need one more loop here and one more loop here. This loop, one loop here. This entire area I need one more loop. So what I can do is easiest way will be select these two, connected. So everything is quad now. Then edge. This one I should have delete. One loop here, one loop here. Cut. And try to keep everything quad as much as possible. This way is connected. Just to show you the output, like how it works. This is not correct. I should follow the exact this thing shape. Just to finish it quickly, I just added this thing, and center also I need a loop. This loop here I need a nice connected this loop, and here also I need another loop. So this will also become a quad. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just got a call, so that's why it got disconnected automatically.
Mhm.
So, like, anyways, I'll clean all the geometry and everything, clean all these things, and align it with my low poly nicely. The uh, so this shape, this is something so I guess you guys understand. This is like when cleaning the shape. So let's see, it's almost there. Okay, so we can do this, and then I have to fix this also. So I need to connect this to. I need loop. One, two, okay, need one more loop here. So, right, this is two, this is red, red, red. Correspondingly red, red. Everything is red. Only this cut I need to continue. So I'll go to right click, cut, or no, so loop, add a loop, vertices, select these two. I can just simply collapse them together. So it's like a one single this thing. Then I'll apply a symmetry. So while threshold is really strong, so what I'll do, I'll fix it. I'll reduce the threshold so that I don't get this kind of like error. And plus you can see there's like little bit error. Okay. And to make sure the center line is perfectly straight. So I select this center line. Oh, I can just simply double click the center line and select the entire thing. Control, click on vertices. It will convert to vertices. Make sure it's perfectly straight. Then you can snap it to the grid, right? Straight, perfect line. Then symmetry. Then if you apply symmetry, it should work perfectly. And this will happen because of threshold and all those issues. So that's something you can fix very easily. See, there's no issue anywhere, right? So here still this is not the correct topology. We should have continued this. Then again one line and cover it. Just quickly I did this. Okay. And then we have that. I just give me a minute. I just quickly snap it on the surface, relax it on the surface. Like mesh should be evenly spreaded, nice clean geometry. It will be like this now. Isolate. So it's not like not yet perfect. I still have to create the in mouth part, close the skull, and all those things. I have to do it. So quickly, I'll show you what is the like why we creating this and what will be the effect on low poly if we create something like this. The first thing first is select it, apply one smoothing group, only and only clear all, only one, right? Because we have a high poly which will define everything. For hard surface, you can use auto smooth or you can have a multiple smoothing group. That's totally fine. But for organic, because organic, most of the parts are a bit smoother, rounded in shape. So you need to have one smoothing group only applied, and rest everything can be same. So this is my head. So what I'll do, I have to unwrap it. I'll just show you the quick result. UV editor. So by default, I can see my UV is like this, so which is not very clean. So what I'll do, I can just simply go to my mapping, flatten it. So it will split everything into like millions of parts. That is something I don't want. So undo. So what I'll do, I'll just going to use felt mapping seam. So for that, I have to define a seam first. So seam I want from back. Oh, sorry, one point. This point to point. This should be my seam. Then top like forehead also. So this is it. Like anything is not visible. There should be separate map also split it or entirely separately. Then ears are separate. So this blue marking is basically your seam. And for next, if I want, I can cut it from here also. That's like this is like optional. And one more thing for what I'll do is this entire inside loop, I'll cut it and keep it separate because this area is not visible. So there's no point keep giving it like same resolution. If see there's some error in the this thing, so I have to clean this geometry nicely. Last one I have done this only. So I have all the seams defined. Then go to peel, quick peel. You can see everything is peeled nicely. Switch it off and then select your head. If you want to rotate, you can rotate it. That is something I want. Rotate, keep it straight, and right now I can see it's uneven. It's not perfect. So I'll apply a checker map quickly. I'll save this file. Okay, I'll save this file quickly. Otherwise, it might slip. Yeah, just something else. Save my file. Physical, thing, then scan line, standard, go to diffuse. You can see there is a checker map, or you can apply a checker map like directly apply. Styling increase to maybe 20 by 20, or maybe even 20, 20, okay, 20, 20. Then I can see it's not even. So I have to relax this thing. So relax. So now it's almost the same size. Yes, a kind of clean only. Then we have this eye wala part done. Selective thing. I'm just doing it really quickly. But we have to unwrap it properly, place everything within this box nicely. These two surfaces, I can just keep it small and keep it anywhere. But rest of the things should be nicely placed and with good resolution. So no rescale I can do. Already fit it maximum. It cannot pack because there's like space is remaining. It cannot go beyond this. So let's see. So I'll just rotate it quickly. I try to keep it straight as much as possible. Control A. Use the maximum space. Now we have the skull part is still pending and all those things are there. Those things will do later. So it will come here. So then we can place his head here somewhere. Or we can just cut this neck part and keep it separate and then do it. Still the entire body is pending. So let's do it quickly and show you the result. Okay. This is my low poly, and what I'll do is select my model is selected, export selected, desktop, FBX, head. I just exported this, and then I'll go to my Z brush. Now I have to export my high poly also. My low poly, my high poly, then I'll open substance and I'll bake all the maps so you can see the result instantly. Like it will save a tons of amount of time while texturing, and it will give you amazing result within no time. So just because the more detail you add in high poly, the better will be your texture and it will look very nice. So just open it directly, load online classes 194. Loading, loaded, yes. So I just need the head part. Like even if I want this eyebrow, I can keep it like with this body. So for this is my body. I want my like character, this thing. So rest of the things I don't need. An eyebrow, if I want, I can bake it with my high poly, or I can bake it with on my surface, or I can create a separate geometry for that. So as of now, I'll just bake it with this. Okay, rest of the things I don't need. So I just simply delete them just to make my scene lighter. Then I'll merge, make sure everything is high. So click on all high. Everything should be on the highest division. Then merge down. Everything is combined. Everything is combined. It's around 14 point something. Go to destination master. 3% current. Because it's quite a high detailed model and quite extended. Everything is there. So it might take little bit time to analyze the mesh and decimate. Because in games or movies or anything, you see the characters with all the skin information, with pores and everything. This is how they create it. They create a high poly, very good quality high poly, and based on that, they create. Then they simply split that, make all the information on low poly, and then they render it. So it gives you all the details. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just put, because in my that model body is not visible, so let me check. So just simply delete the section, right? I just simply hide that body by topology, delete hidden. It will reduce my poly count. It will work quickly. See what is current. So doing processing started, computing. It's a little time consuming process, but like with this process, you can achieve great quality. The quality of the final output will be amazing. Okay, decimation taking is taking a bit time. So what I'll do is about it, and I export this quickly. Or directly this mesh only head wala, high poly desktop head underscore high. I already have that head exported in FBX format. Done. Minimize this. Maya is on. I'll just switch off Maya. Okay, and I'll switch on substance. If I want, I can bake it in Marmoset also, but because finally we're going to use substance only for texturing, so we'll do it in substance only quickly. And substance is quite pretty fast. Like even this character you can see in my desktop, all these details are from high poly normal map. Those are not part of low poly. Low poly is flat surface. So all those detail you can see, all those lines, these lines, everything is part of this thing, normal map. 250 MB of OBJ. I, I hope it my thing subscribes will support it. If not, we'll close this also. So I'll do it later. New file and Max DirectX. Select your low poly file. Head FGX. Head. Oh, see, like low poly, it looks like this. There's no detail, nothing. So I'll go to bake mesh. 2K, 2K, 4K, like whatever you want. And now I have a high poly model. You can see there's a high definition mesh option. Select your high poly model from here, head high. Select this, then go to ambient. If I want to increase the AO quality, 128, increase it slightly, and it's already selected. The file size is selected. Rest everything keep it in default only. Bake. High poly is quite high and quite dense, so it might take little bit time to bake. And by the time it bakes, I'll take the pigment. Or can it? Mm, and then so you see it's baking everything, all the information. Okay. Gloria is present. Aditya is present. Karun is present. Uday present. This is happening that this black thing because the like for this far distance is less. So if you see, there's some issue in my this thing, UV, I guess. UV is not clean here, so I have to clean the UV first. But you can see the detail level. I'll go back to my math and check. Yes, I can see there's a stretch. So yeah, there's a stretch. Relax. No element mode. Okay, 0.5. So I just cleaned it. It's still there's some issues that those things I need to fix. Right click, relax. I can go to edge mode, polygon, better than previous. If you have this kind of issue, you can just manually. Oh, these two are not stitched manually. Also, I can fix it very easily. This UV is like just temporary UV. I'm not like I show you the exact like how to create this UV very nice and clean. Okay, anyways, so let's clean the UV and then put everything. Put selected. Head FGX. This is a shader issue. Shader error. Edit. To the configuration. Select. Should update everything. The nose wala air, did you see? The stretch is gone. So this is I basically have to rebake it, and you can see frontal distance. I have to increase it slightly, so all this error will go. Bake it one more time. So you can see this eyebrow issues and all those stretch and all everything is gone. Close. You can see it's nice, clean, and skin information and everything is already there. So what I can do, if you go to skin, you can see there's a separate tab for skin. You have all this skin material pre-existed. These are like all default things. You can see face skin, feverish, like feverish basically means you have all those pigmentation and all those things. Suppose you want that, you can just definitely drag and drop, and instantly you can see the result. And then you can just add all the details, textures, and everything on the face. Plus, you have this texture, but we're going to like you projects. We're going to create the entire texture here only. Directly add all those detail, multiple channels, and everything one by one. So you can see like now, if you render this thing, you will get very good quality output. You have all the scale information, all the details based on your low poly. So it's basically that high poly information. If you see from distance, you can see the ear looks round smoothly. It's not nicely created. This shape, if I could create a round, it will. If you see, this looks nice, clean, nose. And suppose you feel like this intensity is way too high, you can reduce it because we have created all the information in layers in ZBrush. If you feel if this skin detail information looks way too intense or way too like high, you can reduce it slightly, like reduce the layer level to zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6, zero point 0.7, and then export the high poly and then bake it. This will give you nice output, and then you can just, if you want, you can add all the textures, all the colors, everything on your face very easily. This is my diffuse, suppose, so I'll use only color, and color will be a little bit more towards red, pink, usually eye area. Those are basically a little bit more reddish. Skin tone, if I want, I can go and change the entire skin tone. You can see it feels like a little bit more reddish. So if I want, I can make it a little bit, add little yellow tint to it. Switch on this, the filter, and if you want to paint, you can manually paint also. There are lots of like for skin, especially for skin, you have to add a lot of like manual painting over that. Manual paint, you can see there lots of brushes are there. So usually I prefer to use some dots and all those brushes. That gives me nice effect. And switch on your symmetry. If you want to check, you can see. You see that usually. This is red. Little nose, little red. Lips, little red. Ears, little red. And this color, I can go back and change anytime. If I feel it's a way too pinkish, I make it a little dark, little light, or I can just simply reduce opacity overall slightly. So it's entirely in my control. I can add one more layer, and I can pick the same color, like body skin color, similar, and move it to slightly towards blue, gray, bluish grayish in tint. Right click, black mask, right click, paint. So everything, make sure paint on a paint layer. Otherwise, what will happen? It will be very difficult to manage. And this blue doesn't mean your skin has to be blue. Usually, males, they have beard and all, so they shave and all these things. The skin becomes a little bit grayish, greenish in color. So it's already in yellowish, a little bit yellowish, yellowish orange tint. So if I add slightly blue tint, it will become more of greenish, and it will give you nice variation on the surface. It's like I can see too blue. If you want, you can reduce it, and or you can just simply reduce the intensity slightly. So you just have a hint of bluish tint here. Similarly, a hint of red, and forehead, nose are always forehead usually a little bit yellowish. So those are like basic principle of color tones of face. So those things I can add, and then suppose I want to add some other things like if I want, I can generate all this thing with the help of the curvature map also. So I can do that, add more details, colors, pigmentation, freckles. Like suppose I want to add a freckle. So what I'll do is I'll go a little bit more brownish, yellowish in tint, slightly dark, only color, right click, black, right click, paint, no symmetry, and I can paint some freckles if I want. That's like it's totally up to me. Or maybe I can paint this scar and all those things. Then, if suppose you feel this normal looks way too strong, you can reduce that also. Then all these things, color you can add. Let me check. ID map doesn't have any ID map. Okay. And then we have this thing. So if you apply this one, you can see it doesn't fit to the surface. So you can switch off height. I don't want any height. Roughness also I can switch off. Metalness also not required. Only color. So I have base color, no mask. And for this, like suppose I want to align it with something, this flat. So I need to like go to this thing. Um, F1. So I can see it doesn't align with this thing. So I can move it, scale, or I can just simply place it wherever I want. Add a black mask, or maybe add a white mask, then a paint, brush, some little bit like this patchy. I prefer to use some dirt patch brush because it gives you more variation. And then select like black, and then mask. Those sections are not required. No need to worry. Or rest of the things I'll paint again. So you can see, you can get this nice reddish pinkish color tone. You have got this base here and all those things. And it's a scan. It's a texture scan. So you can just create one layer here, then you can duplicate, create the other side, and nicely like place everything. Or here also, still you can, if you want to move something, select this layer. Suppose you want to align this here first, you can do that thing. Quite easy and simple. Just focus on one side first, then focus on other side. Rest all this I can just mask it out. Then I create other side. So get all this detail and everything quite easily. So it makes the things quite easy. Because you see, little bit yellowish tint, little bit reddish tint. So all this thing I can control and create a nice detailed texture, and it will start looking like my actual character. And like you can paint and remove all these things, blend everything. Or if I feel okay, this is like this brush, I can change the brush. It's clear, right? Like this, you can create it very easily, and you can get nice detail on your face and like your entire body and everything. You can create very easily and create amazing detail. So it's like the way you manage all those existing tools, the way you use it. It's all about that because it's about technique. It's not about the tools. It's about the technique. So if you use proper technique, you create a very amazing character. So I'll go ahead, close this head and all. Then tomorrow I'll show you just like how to move forward and to block out your body quickly. Then we can just add in between loops and finish it quickly. So that then we can unwrap it nicely. With the unwrapping, we need some extra time, and yes, that will do. And create everything nicely, and then we'll like texture our character properly. It's mouth in and everything we have to anyway so like complete. It's not complete yet, so I'll do it. So like this we basically texture our character and get a nice detailed result. See? It's all about if you add those tools, it looks nice. Okay, this is anyways not required. So let's save it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow and try this out and try if you low poly if you're having a problem with high poly, try to finish it as soon as possible. Like possible, then move to low poly. Do it quickly like spend some time every day, like at least 6 7 hours spend and try to finish it. Okay.
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 Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
So